Well, it's very important to come here this morning as elected leaders of the people of Minnesota to say on behalf of the people of Minnesota what a terrible, dastardly, cowardly, terrible act this was that was committed yesterday. It's a crime. As somebody said in the meeting, if this were roles were reversed, it would be called a terrorist attack. And that's what it is. It's an act of terrorism, a criminal act of terrorism against the imam, who, thank the good Lord, was not present in his office, as it would appear that this person intended. And the destruction that's done to this sacred site is just unthinkable, unforgivable, and I hope and pray that the perpetrator will be caught and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. This is against the law in the United States of America. That's why the FBI was here. It's against the law in the state of Minnesota. That's why the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension was here. It's against the law in the city of Bloomington. That's why the city police and fire department were here. This is against the law to do this kind of hate crime in Minnesota or anywhere in this country. And anything that I could do to put a stop to it, I would gladly do. And all I can do in this situation, all I can do in this situation is come here and express my solidarity, my sympathy, and my determination that we'll join together, all of us who are here today. So many more than one criminal act. So many more people here gathered out in the street showing their support, because in Minnesota we accept one another, we support one another, we respect one another, we live together, we work together, we succeed together, and we're not going to let one bad person get in the way of all that.
Yeah, Governor, thank you for your words, and also I want to say thank you to Lieutenant Governor Tina Smith. Representative Omar is here today. Representative Carlson's here, and of course our mayor is on hand. You know, this is an opportunity for us to reach out to each other. I mean, I will tell you that this community, this Dar el Farooq community, is an open community, is a part of Bloomington, and we see this as an opportunity to reach out even in greater levels to neighbors. And I want to tell you, I was so heartened when I drove up, because there were some folks who I'm pretty sure probably are not members of Dar el Farooq, but they had signs up talking about hearts and love and you're welcome. This is the right spirit, and there is no better way to condemn the person who would throw a bomb into this mosque, this house of worship, than to react in a loving, kind, and inclusive way. That is the most effective way to say no to what that bomb represents. That bomb does not represent Bloomington. It does not represent any of us. But we cannot sit by and say, well, I don't agree with that. We've actually got to step up with a whole lot more engagement than we have. We've been doing good, but we got to do better to reach out to our neighbors. We've been doing good, but there's more we can do to be inclusive, to be open, to be welcoming, and that is what we have to do. And let me just tell you this. I wish I could tell you this is some isolated thing, but we have seen an uptick in anti-Muslim hate crimes. It has happened. And so the Muslim community is in solidarity with all other communities who face these horrible incidents. Anti-Semitism, racism, anti-gay stuff, all this stuff where you hate people because of who they are, we're against that. And now is the moment to step up and proclaim it and to work on it and to build an inclusive community. So we say thank you for everyone who's gathered. Thank you to the governor and all the elected leaders here. But also thank you because after the cameras are gone and we're gone, this community is going to have to rebuild. And we got to pledge that they will not be alone. And we're not just going to be here one day and be gone the next. We're going to stick through the long term, Imam. We're going to stick in the long term and stay over the long course. And so we say thank you, and we say thank God for everyone being safe. But we got to make sure that people feel safe, not just are physically safe. We got to go beyond the physical into the emotional and spiritual. Thank you.
Yesterday morning, at the crack of dawn, somebody threw a bomb through that window, knowing, we believe, that that was the office of the imam. That action is despicable and hateful, but it does not represent who Minnesota is. It does not represent the vast majority of people who live in this fantastic state. We're here today to be present, to amplify our love and acceptance of one another over the hatred of a small number of people, and also to help people understand the incredible things that happen at this Islamic center every single day with teaching and education, the children that come here, the community that is built here. That is the thing that we have to all keep in our hearts and minds, even as we stand up every day against the hatred that drove that terrible act yesterday morning.
It's beyond saddening to actually kind of think about what happened the yesterday morning and the events that sort of led up to that, right? You have a group of people who woke up 4 in the morning, did their wudu, prepared for their morning prayers, and drove from their homes to come to this center to do their early morning prayer. And then you have an individual who was planning to hurt those people, drive in the same road, come here and cause destruction that was designed to instill fear, to destroy the unity that this community has been fighting for, to place division in the hearts of Minnesotans. But what happened after is that you've seen communities come together more than they would have. We've seen outpour of love. We have seen cries for tolerance from elected officials and community leaders. This is the Minnesota I know. This is the Minnesota that all of us have come to love. We are no longer going to have a conversation just in passing about one Minnesota, one Bloomington, one Minneapolis. But we are going to continue and move forward in the process of actually creating that one Minnesota, where all of us are connected on our values of what it means to be Minnesotan. And so I stand in solidarity with everyone here. I thank everyone for acting so fast in providing support for the communities that are affected here in this mosque. And I want, like Congressman Keith Ellison said, that this isn't a one-time thing, that we are here long after the cameras are gone and the attention is moved away from this one incident. We want to continue to support Farooq, and we want to support this community, and we want to help them rebuild and restore their faith in the communities that they provide service to and in their Minnesota.
Thank you.
Well, hello. I'm Gene Winstead, mayor of the city of Bloomington. And you need to know that it's been 6 years since Dar al-Farooq came to the city of Bloomington and established this community center in this mosque. And it has grown to be an important part of our community going forward. And we're so happy to have them here. Now, with that said, when there is an attack on part of our community, it's an attack on the entire community of the city of Bloomington. And we're going to work forward to see to it that people are found out and that there's proper justice that's taken place. Also, you need to know that we want to work to really inform people and people be aware of all that goes on in the city of Bloomington and the state of Minnesota, to prove to be inclusive and include everyone in our community activities going forward. So we're looking forward to working with them into the future to really make this a better community, make this a better state. So thank you for being here.
Hello, my name is Imam Asad Zaman. I'm the Executive Director of the Muslim American Society of Minnesota. On behalf of the Muslim community of this entire state, we are saddened at the unprovoked hate crime We are thankful to our elected officials and law enforcement who have acted speedily to repudiate such a horrible hate crime. And we are hopeful about our neighbors and about the interfaith community that have come forward in a show of support. The entirety of the Muslim community have gathered together, and we are offering, there's a group of 6 different organizations, have offered a reward of $24,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the perpetrators of this action. And we stand united with our colleagues at Darul Farooq, and we are behind them, and we look forward to many more years of wonderful service that they are providing. Thank you.
I'm Representative Andrew Carlson, represent a big section of Bloomington here. And again, my message to the community is that we stand with you. We stand united behind our good friends here at Darul Farooq. It's heartfelt, the outpouring of support that I think we all have seen over the last 2 days for our Muslim friends and neighbors. And that will continue. Bloomington is well equipped in terms of bringing its community together. And I think you've heard loud and clear the commitment on the part of faith leaders, community leaders, city officials at both the state and municipal level to work together and to prevent these terrible acts from ever happening again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
My name is Muhammad Omar. I'm the Executive Director of Darul Farooq Center. Our message today, after what happened, the tragedy happened yesterday, our message today is hope. And we are hoping that the fear won't overtake our hope, and we will stay strong. And we are thankful to our officials and our representatives and our Governor Dayton, who visited us today to show us support. And at the same time, the community at large who showed us their support. We are so pleased and thankful to them. And thank you, and we're also asking to support, and there is still damage needs to be recovered and needs to be dealt with. So we created a GoFundMe page. It's called Darul Farooq Center, and please support us and keep us in your prayers. And thank you for your support.
Limited time for 2 or 3 questions. Any questions?
What did you guys talk about in the private meeting?
Is that for him? Who is the question addressed to?
The governor. Yeah.
We expressed our concern. We expressed our solidarity. We talked about how this is not representative of the citizens of Bloomington or the people of Minnesota. And it was just a matter of sharing with the leaders and then with the community members who were gathered with, I don't know, 100 or so people gathered in the gymnasium. We said the same thing. We're here because we're all Minnesotans. We're all in this together. It's not us and you, it's all of us together.
One more question.
Do you think by any chance that we can get any surveillance around this mosque here so this won't occur again perhaps?
I can't answer that. You know, that's a matter for the private owner of this property and the city, but it certainly is concerning.
Is there any footage that was recorded here? Was there any filming that was in the...
The investigation is still going on. There are a lot of footage that officials took from our inside cameras, and they're still looking for, putting together pieces, and they told us they will inform us whenever they get something. So there's still active investigation with the FBI.
Representative Ellison or anyone, you mentioned an uptick in incidents. Do you attribute this? Is this the national dialogue? Do you lay this at the feet of the president? I mean, where's this coming from?
Unfortunately, uptick in intolerance preceded the president, but the president has not helped.
That's on.
I can tell you that after that others, including President Bush, have spoken up for tolerance. We're hoping for a word from President Trump to say that we want a tolerant community and that we will condemn all hate crimes by anyone, including against Muslim community. But it's sadly something that we've seen before. But I believe in our community's strength to overcome this kind of stuff. And if we stick together and stand together, we'll be able to overcome it, God willing. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you all.